Fujiwara-sensei, I like you. The straightforward confession left me completely frozen. This is a private boys' high school. The one who confessed to me is Kuga Yusei, a third-year student and one of the 5 members of the calligraphy club I advise. Our club isn't strict about attendance. And today, with midterms just 2 weeks away, it was just me and Kuga-kun in the clubroom. If you say something like "don't joke around" or "stop teasing me," I'll get angry. I'm being completely serious. Kuga-kun pouted his lips and furrowed his brows. He hadn't intended to say such a thing, and even if he had, he would have swallowed it. His expression and tone were playful, but his eyes were earnest. What should I do? How should I turn him down? Saying because we're both guys wouldn't be a valid reason. It's not strange for a man to like another man. And especially nowadays, same-sex couples aren't uncommon. Perhaps it's because the world is slowly becoming a place where couples can openly declare their relationship. Because of the age difference wouldn't work either. Kuga-kun is turning 18 this year, while I'm 26. The age gap isn't so significant that a romantic relationship couldn't exist. And there are plenty of couples with an age difference of over 8 years. After my mind whirred like a machine. I'm really happy about your feelings, but Kuga-kun is still a minor, and we're teacher and student. The words that slipped out were hardly a great excuse. Kuga-kun's face fell for a moment. But then he seemed to realize something, and his expression brightened. So, once I become an adult and we're no longer teacher and student, you'll go out with me? What? How did he come up with that idea? I wanted to deny it, but the words got stuck in my throat. Kuga-kun was oddly cheerful. Make the top part smaller and the 4th stroke longer. As I began to move my brush, adding emphasis to my advice, his profile illuminated by the golden sunset was so beautiful it could have been the subject of a painting or photograph. When Kuga-kun was a first-year student, I was his homeroom teacher. With slightly tousled tawny hair, lively eyes, and a tall, well-built physique, he was undeniably handsome. Yet, without being arrogant, Kuga-kun was cheerful, genuine, and considerate, quickly becoming the most popular student in class. So, when Kuga-kun submitted his application to join the calligraphy club, I was honestly surprised. I knew I shouldn't judge a book by its cover. But he seemed like the type who would excel in soccer or basketball. Do you like writing? I asked carefully, making sure it didn't sound like I was implying he didn't fit in. I don't particularly like or dislike it. I just wanted to join Fujiwara-sensei's club. Kuga-kun smiled brightly. Though I was confused, I thought it was just one of his jokes and didn't press further. Kuga-kun participated in club activities almost every week. And while he talked a lot, he was also diligent in practice, so I assumed he must enjoy writing after all. But was that reason for joining the club really true? Did Kuga-kun have feelings for me back then? What could he possibly see in someone like me? Even at home, I continued to ponder this. My looks are plain. My physique is lanky. And if I were to put it nicely, I'm easy to get along with. If not, I'm just a people-pleasing language teacher. My only redeeming quality is that I write a bit better than others. I had a girlfriend once in college, but she broke up with me after 6 months, saying, "I don't feel excited even when we're together." It just doesn't add up, no matter how I think about it. I let out a big sigh while peeling the potatoes. From that day on, I couldn't help but be aware of Kuga-kun. In class, during club activities, even when we passed each other in the hallway. Of course, I had always found myself drawn to his presence before, but now it was different. I told myself that I was an adult and a teacher, and that I should keep my composure, but whenever I saw his face or exchanged words with him, my cheeks would flush and I couldn't hold his gaze, quickly looking away instead. Kuga-kun, who had confessed to me, seemed far more at ease, leaving me with a mix of admiration and regret. Gradually, Kuga-kun became more focused on his entrance exam studies. And by autumn, he stopped coming to club activities like the other students. Still, I was glad that he listened attentively in class and participated in discussions. Many students at this time would skip classes to secretly study for their exams. One day in early February, after finishing class in Kuga-kun's room, "Sensei, I have my entrance exam for my first choice, Kodai, tomorrow." He rushed over, flustered. "I see. I thought how nice it would be if I could say something clever at a moment like this. I'm cheering for you to give it your all. If you can do that, I'm sure you'll be fine, Kuga-kun. Make sure to eat something nutritious and get plenty of sleep tonight." What came out of my mouth was a mundane encouragement and advice. Just because I'm a language teacher doesn't mean I have rich expressive power. Even so, Kuga-kun replied, "All right. With your support, I feel like I can do anything. I'm going to crash as soon as the next class starts." He struck a victory pose and bounced back to his seat with a spring in his step. Kuga, is my class really that boring? The next class was English, and Yamazaki, who was close with Kuga, imitated Mr. Watanabe, the English teacher, causing the other students to burst into laughter. Mr. Watanabe had a habit of mixing English words into Japanese sentences. The week leading up to the results announcement had me feeling quite distracted. So, after school on the announcement day, I passed. When Kuga walked into the clubroom with a V sign, I felt an overwhelming sense of joy and relief. "Congratulations." I barely managed to say it, and then, "Congratulations. That's amazing. For someone like me, there's no way I could reach someone like Sekio." The junior members of the calligraphy club chimed in with their congratulations. Kuga was busy thanking everyone and playfully correcting, "If you're going to say that, it should be I can't reach him or I can't get close." I watched him with a smile. "Once you go to university, I'm sure you'll have a girlfriend right away, senpai." One junior's teasing words mixed with envy made my heart skip a beat. If Kuga were gay, he wouldn't feel good about that. And even if he weren't, it was still a statement that implied he would be popular at university. That's right, once he goes to university, Kuga will have many new encounters. I don't know if they will be with men or women, but he will surely find someone who captures his heart besides me. Even though that was what I had wished for, my heart felt strangely heavy. I hated that I couldn't genuinely celebrate Kuga's success. So I looked down and quietly took a step back. And then, on the morning of the graduation ceremony, Kuga-kun walked into the staff room. "Fujiwara-sensei, thank you for everything until now." And bowed his head slightly. "Ah, yes, thank you too," I replied, surprised by my own awkward response, as Kuga-kun smoothly handed me a piece of paper. Hesitating, I pulled it closer, and he nodded happily. "I'll come by to visit sometimes." And left the staff room. Kuga is surprisingly conscientious, isn't he? I replied casually to Mr. Watanabe's comment next to me and secretly opened the paper. It read, "During lunch break, by the human-faced tree, along with what seemed to be some kind of ID. The human-faced tree is a nickname for the Zelkova tree in the courtyard that has a gnarled knot resembling a human face. Its name is eerie. But it doesn't have any particular significance." Throughout the graduation ceremony, Kuga-kun's words spun around in my mind. Since I wasn't the homeroom teacher for the third-year class, I didn't think I would be called heartless for it, but still. Maybe I really am unfit to be a teacher. When the lunch bell rang, I casually left the staff room and headed towards the human-faced tree. I couldn't help but quicken my pace. Kuga-kun was already waiting for me. I'm sorry for calling you out. I didn't want you to run out of time for lunch, so I'll keep it brief. He spoke with a mature face I had never seen before. You don't have to worry about lunchtime. I'm not really that hungry today. I shook my head, half overwhelmed and half captivated. Thank you. You really are kind, Sensei. But I'm worried that if you lose any more weight. Kuga-kun scratched his head and looked straight at me again. I still like you, Sensei. I really understand. When I confessed. And you turned me down because we're teacher and student, that was just a convenient lie. A shadow suddenly crossed his eyes. It was a lonely shadow I had never seen before. My heart tightened, leaving me speechless. Even so, I can't give up. Somewhere deep down, just a little, I still hold on to hope. I want to tell you my feelings again when we're no longer teacher and student. Kuga-kun's face twisted, his eyes lowered, and his voice trembled. The ID on that paper from earlier is my line ID. If you want to stay connected with me even after graduation, please reach out. Well then. Kuga-kun quickly wiped his eyes, raised his hand in a casual wave, and turned his back to me. Kuga-kun. I called out to him, not even knowing what I wanted to convey. But he didn't turn around and waved goodbye as he hurried away. As soon as I got home, I stared at the piece of paper Kuga-kun had given me. I'm no longer a teacher to Kuga-kun. We're complete strangers now. If things stay this way, we might never meet again. He said he would come by sometimes, but his house is quite far away. And with reports, exams, and part-time jobs to juggle, it won't be easy for him to come over. That's fine. That's just fine. As I tell myself this, another part of me questions it. Really? The serious look in his eyes when he confessed. The slightly mischievous smile when he said he just wanted to join Fujihara-sensei's club. The sparkling smile he had while chatting with friends. A voice that was surprisingly pleasant, even when loud. The way he earnestly watched the demonstration and moved the brush. The mature face he had during today's lunch break. The lonely expression. The face that looked like it might break into tears. The trembling voice. Is it really okay to never see him again? To never hear him again? Until now, I've never gone against my parents or teachers. Becoming a teacher was also my parents' suggestion. Even when I developed feelings for someone, I thought confessing would only trouble them, so I never did. I didn't even try to stop her when she rejected me. I never truly faced my own feelings. The thought of strongly asserting my opinions was out of the question. Is it really okay to stay this way forever? Is it still okay now? I grabbed my smartphone and held my breath as I searched for Kuga-kun's line ID. His icon showed him with his golden retriever. Kanako-chan, wrapped in his arms, a broad smile on his face. Just seeing it made my heart race. I'm not sure what kind of relationship I want with Kuga-kun. But I can say this for sure, being complete strangers is not what I want. I added Kuga-kun as a friend and sent him the words I should have said at school. The words I wanted to say but couldn't. This is Fujiwara. Congratulations on your graduation. End.